All right, we back at it. Chuck Dizzle, live and direct, man. I got the homie in here.
Yeah.
A homegrown homie, man. This is actually the first time we actually chopped it up live and direct in person.
Facts.
We've seen each other several times. I've pulled up on you a few times. And we've done an interview on, this is like pre-pandemic time.
On me.
On IG Live. We got my man NikoG4 in the house, man. How you living, bro?
Man, I'm great, brother. How you doing, bro?
I'm blessed, man. You got the new album.
Yeah.
Keep a small circle.
Man, keep a small circle, man. The newest thing on the streets, man. Dropped November 17th. Been out a couple months, like a month and a half now. Been getting a great response. Dropped a couple videos. Just dropped a video with Dom like 2 weeks ago. Deep in the Game video. Shot to Get the Money video today. So it's been pushing.
You've been busy, man. You've been keeping yourself busy, which is a good thing, man.
Yeah.
How keeping yourself busy and being in a space that you're in, how do you, and it's gonna be a cliche question, but how do you keep the circle small? Like how do you do that in a space of being a public figure?
I mean, honestly, it's all about energy. So I think like once you just get around a certain type of energy to where it either inspires you or just makes you honestly stay on, a disciplined level of you just, understanding certain friends are going to give you their honest opinion.
Got you.
I think that's what it goes with for me in my world. Like it's like, I value honesty and the truth. The truth is what I always identify as like the real deal. So anybody in my circle, they're going to be honest with me, and I think that's what, I want in my circle. So.
Has that always been the case? Are you naturally, you strike me as a person that just naturally doesn't keep a lot of people around. You just kind of keep your family and close people around you, and that's just what it is.
I know, indeed. I mean, honestly, I think, I've been a real family-oriented person from day one. Like, I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters. So it's like I got a big family and I got a lot of people.
Oldest, middle, youngest, which one are you?
Second oldest.
Second to oldest.
Second to oldest. So, my mom and dad both remarried. So I got like, step, brothers, but I consider everybody my real, like, family. So I even like in them situations like that, like it would show you like, everybody's the same. Yeah. Like nobody's different. You know what I'm saying? So, my family is like one of my biggest inspirations. So anything that, I've been valued, as far as integrity, just being honest, just being real with people, I've learned that from them.
How did they feel about you doing music? Like, was it always something that was accepted from day one, or did it kind of take time for them to for you to actually win them over?
Of course not. Honestly,
like,
moms.
Man, you want a what?
Yeah, moms was
you don't
like,
damn about no Dom Kennedy. What you talking about? OPM, what?
Exactly. Moms was like not having it at first. I wanted to, go on tour. She was like, nah, you need to go to school or you got to move out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's always been that. But once I think I showed them enough, they didn't say anything more than, just like, okay, like keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying?
We see you taking it serious and we can't stop you by any means. Wait, so when you actually asked, like, you had to get permission to go on tour. You told moms like, yo, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, I was 19 when I first went on tour. So I just graduated from Fairfax High.
Yeah.
And then my mom wanted me to go to Santa Monica College because I was like procrastinating the whole school process. I went up there for like 2 weeks. I think I did like a little show or like a perform somewhere. Once I felt that energy, I never went back.
He was like, I'm not doing that.
Never went back.
Damn.
Never went
Let me
back.
ask you this. So if you did decide to continue to go to school, what do you think you would, what do you think you would have majored in? What do you think you would have pursued?
I think I would have majored in business.
Business?
Always. Like I feel I could see myself as a real CEO for a company or just in general, just anything that has to do with design.
Yeah.
Architecture or like any art type of, major, I think I would really probably, excel in. But anything that's like science or like math or like, I can't.
Damn all that.
I ain't feeling that. It got to do something either creative or it got to be business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's always been you from jump, like even at an early age, like you kind of gravitated towards the arts and more creativity.
For sure. Either that or sports, you know what I'm saying? Like early on, I was a hooper and I played football, but like, it was always clothes or shoes more than that. Because even my mom would be like, you care about this more than anything. I would be late to practice. Cause,
it's like, dude, come on. You have something you can do, but you paying attention to something else.
Right. And, her whole thing would be like, you can remember these songs, but you can't remember your homework.
And now look at the full circle moment.
Exactly.
Now, this is the profession that you choose and that you actually, this is something that you giving your all, man. So it's dope to see them now, I'm sure, embracing it and kind of understanding like, okay, it probably going from not agreeing to he gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
To now, like, damn, okay, I see him like going on tour, doing that, working on his. You know, how many albums is this?
Honestly, it's like I think it's my sixth.
6 albums.
My
So
sixth
the consistency with that, it's like, okay, there's a level of pride. Like, damn, he's made something out of himself with something that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you got CEO in your own rights, man. Roll with the winners.
Yeah.
Man. That's your company. That's your brand.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that, man, and why it's important to kind of push your own thing as well as you're rolling with, OPM.
I think it's important because, I mean, obviously we know like there's a time period with me being an artist for so long and me being young and me, obviously you in the game and people gonna know you and remember you as an artist. But I think the brand is what solidifies like your legacy and your lifestyle as the artist. You know what I'm saying? So Roll with the Winners, I feel like curated that for me, just identifying like who we are in the rap game. Like, I always wanted to bring that presence, like how, Hov did with Rockefeller, and, you see certain artists that, emerge and sprouted other artists that are, successful in their own right. Wayne with Young Money, Drake and all of these guys that actually had a real family tree of successful artists, you know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to build that, and I felt like the Winners is the best way to describe us, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to lose to win, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what we really been doing, and we've been, kind of just learning the game for these past 10 years. People just, expected me to dive right into it, like, because I got a Dime. Dime featured me on the Yellow album, and they was like, you was supposed to go, be a superstar right from there. And it's like, nah, like,
take time.
At those times, I really needed to sit back and watch Dime, be Dime at that time.
Right.
And I needed to sit back and watch Nip be Nip at that time. And YG be YG and all these other good guys in the city, Kendrick and Schoolboy. You know what I'm saying? Because they worked that 10 years to get to where they was at.
Exactly.
So it was more so like that era was different, but that's the era I grew up in. And I feel like that's what shaped me, to what I'm doing right now.
What's some of the things that you've kind of picked from? We'll start with Dom, since that's, that's family, right?
Yeah.
What's some of the things that you've picked up from him over the years while, after being on the album, and just maybe moments that people don't even see? What's some of the things that you picked up from Dom that you're like, yo, I'm applying that to my everyday life and to my career?
I think it's more so just understanding that whatever is being offered to you or whatever people want you to do, you shouldn't just do it right away. Like choosing the right things, making the right decisions, not just being accessible to choosing everything.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every artist is like, oh, I need the bag. Like every bag that come in, I need to get, and it's like, nah, like,
or the look.
Exactly.
It's like sometimes the look ain't
opportunity.
Always the look.
Yeah. Like the opportunity might be a good opportunity, but it might not benefit the next opportunity.
Right.
And that's the thing, is like with him, I always seen him take his time with just, honestly, understanding the situation a little bit before he dived into it, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why he's successful in his own right of just being an independent artist, because it's like, you can't really just have this cult fan base without having that value under you,
I'm going to be honest, I heard some wild stories as far as what Dom was offered to either sign or like these opportunities that were on the table. Somebody that's on the roster looking at this, right, and hearing about, because you're privy to a lot more situations and deals than the general public or even close people, right?
Yeah. In
those moments, without him having to explain why, or maybe you can see why he passed on these opportunities, was there a little bit of you like, yo, that's a look, like, why not? Like, was it like, damn, like, I don't understand why he's not doing it. Understanding it later, but like, was there a moment you're like, fuck, like, why wouldn't you take that bag?
I mean, I think it wasn't too many moments to where I really was like, damn, pressed about it, but I always thought, like, damn, what would it be if he was had that major backing behind him?
Yeah.
I really think bro would be one of the biggest artists in the world, like, to be real with you, because his music is so relatable.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just, what it even boiled down and trickled down with me. It's like, the music is relatable and it's like homegrown, like you said. And,
love it.
That's what we really feel, like is important too. It's like telling, our truths behind the music, because that's what people are going through every day.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You said something on the Match Energy interlude, man, that I love. And it's kind of a thing throughout the album too.
Yeah.
You said, don't have no viral moments, but the people still listen.
Yeah.
Bro, I love that, man, because it's like sometimes, especially now in the digital age, social media, a lot of people go for those clickbait moments. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because there are moments and times where that makes sense and it can prepare you for opportunities and get your message out there. But not chasing those moments and not chasing those things, and not feeling like your value is placed into that. I'm glad you like made a point to kind of put that on the album.
Right. And I wanted to let my fans know that too. Like, I know that y'all support me, and like I know that y'all know that I'm not one of those people. You know, and no knock to none of them people. I respect the people that get it how you live. You feel me? That's if that's what worked for you, that's what worked for you. But I just know with us, like, we build a lot of shit with our hands, and we don't mind taking the stairs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And again, like I say, you have it throughout the album. You say on Put That On My Life, I did it my way. They gonna feel it or not. Like, no matter what, I don't care what y'all. I'm gonna do it my own way. And I feel like even kind of going back to Dom, it's like, yo, like people have respect for him, like they have respect for you, because it's like, no matter what, you gonna do the shit your own way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people, like, I would rather somebody get success doing it their own way, taking time and having those moments versus doing something that they regret and then blowing up. Because then you gotta keep up with that image, you gotta keep up with that sound or whatever the thing may be. You gotta
it's forever. It's forever.
People gonna hold you to it too.
Oh yeah, they bringing it up. You know, like no matter how long ago it was.
When you gonna make that thing that sound like that?
Right, exactly.
When you gonna do it? It's like
exactly.
No, that's good, man. I love that. Again, you mentioned some of these things on the album, man, and I think it resonates with your fan base and the people that become fans over the years and after every single listen. How do you feel like you've developed from the last few projects, just as an artist and as a man?
Honestly, I feel like it's always just been understanding like the position between like the transition of when you're in that like 25 stage, you still, you know, doing things to figure out what you want to do, opposed to now, like when I'm 30, like I know exactly what I need to do. You know, and I feel like that's just the different. You know, you have a lot of wants when you're like early on, and that's what it was with me going through the stages, with me making my, you know, earlier albums. I had a lot of wants and craves to like hear a sound, like what would I sound like on this? What would I sound like on that? But now I know what I'm giving to people. Now I know how I'm branding it. Now I know how I'm putting it together, and I feel like that's why they digesting it a lot more, like, you know, clearly. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's what I always wanted to do. I just knew that would take time. It would take time for me to really, like, you know, have my voice and have my, like, meaning behind all my rhymes and my raps. And now my albums are really, like, albums people could live with and, like, sit with. Not to say they couldn't before, but it was more so, like, we was making music, honestly, to, like, fit the times. Now I'm making music to fit, like, for life. Like,
you're not chasing anything.
I'm playing a life game. You know what I'm saying?
One thing that you said, you kicked off the album, and look, I'm not gonna ask your situations or whatever, but you made it very clear something that you don't want. You said, "Baby, I'm a player. I can't be your husband."
Yeah.
Did you catch any flack from that?
I did.
Okay.
But I wanted to.
Okay.
You know, and I, you know, I feel like that's the energy that I was leading with. You know, like I think.
So you feel like you can never be married, or is it just this is where you at right now?
This is where I'm at right now.
Okay, good answer.
This is where I'm at right now. I would never say never.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, because shout out to comedian TK Kirkland. We just had a conversation with him, and he was like, never, ever. He's 63. He's like, I'm never getting married.
Damn.
It's like, damn, never, bro? He was like, yeah, never. He has his reasons, and you know, that's him. That's cool.
I'm not mad at it.
But
I'm not mad at it.
But for you, you're like, this is just a right now moment. Is it because of the career? Is it because where you are in life? Like, what is the reason behind not wanting to be married now?
I think it's more so the career, and it's more so too. Like, I understand what marriage, you know, needs. You know, really, a woman really needs a man that's focused on the marriage.
Got it.
You know, and I think that my focus is not anything like that. You know, and I wouldn't even want to shortchange any type of, you know, beautiful, intelligent, independent woman that's gonna come in my life.
Come on, queen. Beautiful queen.
You feel me?
You know
Shout out to all the beautiful queens.
Snap.
Exactly.
I see you, queen.
You know, because I respect women to the fullest degree, but one thing I'm not gonna do is sell you a dream, beat around the bush, and lie to you. You know, so
you gotta respect that.
You know, I feel like that's just what the music. You know, on that hook, that's what I meant. You know what I'm saying?
One of my favorites on the album, I told you, man, was "Woke Up on 10." Man, when I first heard the project, I was like, this is the energy that I like. It's that sound that you got. It's a little more up tempo, something you can bounce and ride to. Like, talk about your relationship with goddamn it Dupree, man, and you know, coming up with that song.
Man, that's my dog, man. It's crazy because I met him through one of my partners, and he's not even from LA. He's from Texas.
Really?
But I went on tour with him this past year. His name Bash for the World. and he just loves bro sound.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, man, you ever heard of this dude like named goddamn Dupree? Like,
yeah.
I just set up a session with him. Like, I'm about to be out there. I'm like, no shit. I'm like, I heard it, bro. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he know about me. Like, I fuck with bro sound. Like, so I pulled up with him. Right when I pulled up, it was already like, we made a song like immediately. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the energy was there. He shot me some beats. I started recording to him like immediately. Honestly, we was about to drop a tape, but I just didn't want to introduce the tape without introducing a song first.
Got you. Smart.
You know, that's why I wanted to like pick the song that I felt could represent the project the best and represent our collaboration the best.
That's actually really, really smart, because you don't want people to be. That's actually really. I didn't think about that, because I'm just now putting it out there, right?
Yeah.
If they heard the project,
right,
anything that would have followed that, they would have probably wanted you to have that same sound sonically and same energy. And it's like, no, this is a moment of time. This is what I have with him, and that's cool. But I got other shit too. You know what I'm saying? So no, I think that's smart. And let me know. I mean, I don't know if that's been one of the ones that you've getting a lot of response from off the album. A lot of people been rocking with.
That's like the second to highest stream one.
So
yeah, like it might be number one. To be honest, Apple picked it up immediately, and like Spotify, like it just had that. It's that tempo, bro. It's like that, you know. And it's just like, honestly, it's easy. Like, it's not hard to listen to.
Yeah.
It's not like you need to be a fan of NikoG4 to listen to it either. Like, it just turn on. It's like, damn, this shit low key. This shit hard.
And,
you know?
and of course the fans are gonna want more of that. So now you're saying that there's a project in the works somewhere. Is it complete, or is it like there might needs to be some fine tuning?
I'm gonna be honest. We got a lot of records, but just knowing me, it's like 50%.
You're a perfectionist?
I'm a perfectionist, and not only that, it's more so like I'm just I like to decorate shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna just bring you out a plate without it being curated completely.
You want the garnish on there.
I want it nicely done. We got to put it on the silver platter.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
That's that. At least you on brand with it. You know
feel
me?
Yeah.
They don't call it roll with the winners for no reason. We ain't calling roll with the losers. You know
or roll with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Roll with just anything on the plate.
Exactly.
Like, I get it. Now, I love that you pay attention to the brand, and it's that serious for you. And I think ultimately the fans enjoy that and appreciate that as well, that you're not just gonna throw shit out there again for the look, for you know the moment that that most people will think. You said something I can tell. You says cut niggas off, but I still wish them well.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you cut somebody off and still, like, this is something that I can get some advice from you on. I take shit personal. I'm learning not to do this. But somebody that's did you wrong, or somebody that you need to cut off, there's a reason why you're cutting them off.
Yeah.
How do you cut somebody off and still just like, oh man, I wish you well, man, it's all good. Let it roll off my back.
I mean, honestly, it's just maturity and growth, and to a certain degree. Like, I understand how it feels, even when you are mature. Like, if somebody did something to make you feel slighted, or to, you know, make you just feel any type of way, you like, man, money. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, that's number one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is with that is, you got to understand, like, them people ain't never gonna pay you back anyway to begin with. At all. And them people ain't nobody to really worry about. Like, the thing is, in them situations, what I really think too is, like, I watched that movie, I forgot which movie, Bronx Tale, where he was like, man, the dude, he owes me $40. And he was like, you tripping over $40? Like, that's how much it costs to get him out your life for the rest of your life.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And that's just what it is. Like, it's not too much to think about, bro. Like, these people, you helped them, but look at it from a standpoint of, look how much God is going to help you just off of having a heart to do something for somebody else. Man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I really truly look at. Like, I go back to my faith, because faith is always faith over fear. Because when we make a move, we do kind of move in fear, in the sense, even when we being defensive, we don't really know what's going to happen. So I like to move off of faith. And I just, like, if anybody did anything, I'm like, okay, for sure.
Let it roll off your back, man. Cut them off and wish them well.
Keep moving.
Hey, man, that's some growth. That's some maturity. I love that. That's something that I can apply to my life. I appreciate that, man. And hopefully the people that's listening can do the same thing.
Definitely.
Man. Keep a small circle, man, out right now.
Yeah.
I do want to mention the conversation of LA rap, which is always the thing that people are talking about on social. And I want to get your take on it, because obviously you're from out here.
Yeah.
You're somebody that I consider that people need to pay attention to.
I appreciate it.
When people say, man, we don't have we don't have quality artists.
Yeah.
Or there's tons of arguments out there, and I know you hear all of them. What's your take on the state of LA rap? Do you agree with when people say, "Oh man, there's a level of improvement that needs to happen"? Do you think LA music is trash? Like, what's your take on the state of LA rap?
I think we stuck in too much politics in the sense of like everything is either a party song, club song, or some gangbang related. You know, I think that day is dead. Like, if you look at all of our forefathers of the rap gang, like all of them was, you know, related to a Crip or Blood type of,
Some kind of affiliation.
Exactly. And I think like with cats like us, you know, we really rap, bro. And I'm not just trying to make a party song because that don't relate to everybody's life. Like the music that we make, you know, it curates from a real place. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly developed from a real neighborhood and a real, you know, section of the city. So that's what we really want to represent. And LA rap is, I think, too much limelight and spotlight on negativity too. It's just too much negativity, bro. Like there's no positiveness in none of the music. Like everything I hear from these younger artists, they talking about ops and, you know, just doing the wrong things. And, you know, I understand it's their lifestyle, but your lifestyle gotta, you know, eventually adapt to something that's more than that.
I don't know, man. I think hip hop is in that same. It's that as well. It's like here's the thing. I'm not mad at that position, right? I'm also not gonna be somebody that tells you what to rap about. I come from the cloth of, you know, listening to Doggy Style, right? Listening to, you know, Ain't No Fun. You know, I was a little too young for NWA, but I saw the effects of what gangster rap did and how it affected people, right? Or, you know, how the media portrayed it, how folks looked at Pac. It's like I seen how people looked at hip hop, and especially out here. Yeah. And it's like, yo, let people tell their stories. If that's their stories, cool. If that's their story, fine. Yeah. But there's also other artists that, you know, I think that deserve some limelight and some shine. And I feel it with social media, like there's ways to actually tap into them. You know what I'm saying? There's no one true way. I think, I don't know. I get a little tired of the bashing of the section in our region. When I feel like there's plenty of artists that you can actually support.
No, definitely. And I think with like what you said with the Doggy Style, and I think it's just how those albums were packaged and how it was a village behind these artists. Nowadays, it more so just seems like everybody just wants to be king in the hill in LA.
That is true.
And it's just, that's another thing what I meant with the politics. Like, if we actually all came together and, you know, like when has it ever been a West Coast connection type of tour where like our biggest artists are like, you seen that type of unity? Is not everybody want to do their own arena, you know? And I get it. Like, it's like, this is like, oh, like, you know, I don't need nobody, but just knowing like what it would look like to see that and how much it would strengthen the West Side, man, we would be unstoppable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the best artists. We do. We just don't work together.
That's crazy to hear, man. Because that's just a common thing that I hear in terms of the unity. But I guess, and maybe I'm just not paying attention to it in that sense. I do see people linking up and working together, and maybe it's from more of a grassroots type of thing. Like even when, you know, it was huge when Nip and YG linked up. It was huge when obviously All Money In and OPM linked up.
Exactly.
Like, so it's like you had little pockets of those moments. Right. And I don't know, and maybe I just focus on that versus focusing on, because I know I hear what you're saying. There's a lot of like opposition, and there needs to be more unity. Yeah. I don't know. I think the solution, and maybe this is just me being super optimistic on it and naive or whatever. I just think that there should be more attention to those that are doing that. Yeah. And then, like you said, maybe following that blueprint. Yeah. So instead of talking about the niggas that ain't linking up and doing shit, I see you and Monty got a song together. Like, that type of shit. Like, I like seeing that. It's like, Monty Coolin is a dope-ass nigga. Like, he's a fire-ass artist, and you got him on the project. So, like, I like to focus on that versus the niggas that ain't doing shit, because, like you said, that's that low vibration energy. Man. It's just going to continue that. And I feel like that's what social media does. It's like we harbor on that, and I see that's what the clicks go. And I'm not saying that there's not reason to have that conversation, but I just feel like those conversations happen and then there's no solution. It's
right.
Oh, niggas ain't clicking up. Okay, so who's gonna click up?
Exactly.
What we doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's one of my plans this year. Like even like with me bringing Dom, you know, us doing that last record, Deep in the Game, and us having Jason Cash in the video.
Fire, yeah.
The homie Chap D, he from the IE. You know, Monty Coolin in the video. Just different artists that we fuck with. That's coming up right now. That's in our circle. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to, you know, put a spotlight on everybody that, you know, I communicate with or that reaches out and supports me. And I feel like I'm gonna use my light to do that. And that's anybody in the city. Like, man, I'm down to work, bro. Anytime anybody hit me, I'm down.
Not to put any attention on that. And I this is just I literally don't know.
Yeah.
Is there somebody, whether it be an LA artist or somebody out here, that you have an issue with or a problem with that you could reach out to and maybe mend that situation?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm not a problematic person.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In the sense of, like, if it was a problem, it was rooted from something that was a long time ago. And like I said, like, I either move past things or, you know, I just don't even run into people.
Gotcha.
You know, so it's not even one of them situations to where, like, I'm out here, I don't got no enemies, bro. Like, I'm going to be real. I'm not one of them dudes that even carries myself with that energy.
Right.
So it's more
if
too.
If you did, are you the type of person that would reach out to somebody to debt the situation, or wait until somebody's able to bring you guys together, or wait for that person to reach out to you?
I think it depends on the situation. I think if, you know, I will be with whatever the person wants to do.
Got it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
So if they want to squash shit, I'll be like, you know, it's good. I'm not a bully. But if they want to smoke, I'm like, that's
we don't want no smoke. All right? Look, we keeping on the positive shit, man.
Right.
He like,
we
look,
keeping it player.
We getting some player shit.
Yeah.
You want to play?
Let's have a drink.
We can play.
Let's have a drink. Let's you know, smoke a blunt.
I got you.
I'm willing to do that first. Let's get some money.
Got you.
Let's get some money.
More important.
Let's throw a collab tee, or like let's do something. Either a collab song, or let's do a pop-up, you know? Like, I'm into that. Like, I'm into seeing things happen, because the more networks that we put together, we have a whole, you know, unit. We have a whole circuit, like a whole city. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When it's just one thing going on, like, just imagine this building only being on and the whole city's dead. Like, it just don't look right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I want everybody to have their lights on. I want everybody to shine, bro. Like, it's enough for everybody to win. You know what I'm saying?
I do want to mention G Slide with Monty Coolin, man. Yeah. Salute to the homie, man. I love how you guys are showing love to LA, and towards the end, you just talking about, just reminiscing about Road on Wheels, you know, just everything about Los Angeles, right? But you also say something about your aim. What the aim name? What was your aim name, bro? What was the aim name?
I had two aim names. My first aim name ever was Famous Boy 30.
Famous Boy 30.
And then my second aim name was B2Ill.
B2Ill.
Like BE2Ill, because I wanted it to be G2Ill.
Oh, okay, got it.
Like, because I was going, you know, like, you know, but it wasn't, like, obviously back then everything was. So I'm like, all right, let me just be like, I'm a B2Ill.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so that was my second aim name.
Nico, man, keep a small circle out right now. Is there anything else you want to let the people know, man?
Man, new music on the way, man. We going on tour at the end of April. So be on the lookout for that. New music coming soon from Monty Coolin, man, the whole clique. OPM, Roll with the Winners collab, dropping this year. Maybe first quarter, second quarter. I don't know yet. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let y'all know too much, but it's on the way. But yeah, man, more videos, more music, more motion, man. Be on the lookout. NikoG4.com. Man, shop the site. If you see some merch, grab it up while you can. And yeah, man, I appreciate you, brother.
Much love, man.
Yeah,
bro,
man.
Got home with me, bro.
Yes, sir.
We got the conversation. We're going to do it, man.
Man, every time.
Live and direct, man. Nico, appreciate you coming on through, man.
Thank you, brother.
Dizzle live and direct. Let's get it.
Yeah.